Well,
And
when-
they have a UFO behind this fence, and I'm not supposed to tell you that. I could kill you.
I want to see a UFO.
And
But,
actually, they were testing it to see how they could blow it up, to get it apart, and they couldn't. Oh my God. I thought that was creepy, it always was behind the fence.
Sneaking behind you.
Well, no, but my dad used to take us do some duck hunting down there.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
I
you've
know
seen
Aberdeen.
them
Went
ride
down
for
Hank Road
minutes,
and everything.
but they're
Huh?
Went
awesome.
down Hank Road and everything.
No, I don't think we went to the grounds per se, we just heard you guys
There's one
set
for you.
stuff
Wow.
off.
I know. So if you need more, just go to where you get your license tags, and they'll send
After
it
a
to you.
while, you don't flinch anymore. Well, when that thing went off, I flinched, and I thought, oh.
Yeah, that guy pissed me off.
PTSD, my first day.
I do have PTSD.
Yep. I
But
do
it's
after
not from
that.
Aberdeen, it's from,
Yep, my
they
dad,
were taking stuff in Panama where they mass bulldoze people into graves.
Oh, Jesus. That's awful.
yeah, when Dad, I said I wanted to join the Navy. And Dad said, he was in World War II, and he said, don't do it. And
Really?
he said it with such conviction that I was like, oh, okay.
Now, I came home and said, what did I do today? So I found.
Well, you know, when-
enlistment.
So, you know, the tattoo artist, you know, Sailor Jerry,
Yeah.
you know, got his
Don't say
big, got
it
his,
all over my body, there's.
right? Got his start in Hawaii, but a lot, if you look at like the coffee table book with all the tattoos in it, a lot of them are like, send me home, you know, I'm homesick, you know, there was a lot of tattoos that were like, Mom, yeah, I mean, there was like, you know, they were,
I've got Sailor Jerry's all over my legs and my arm.
what? What do you have on?
I have like this.
Oh, Sailor Jerry's. Oh, got it, right.
Yeah,
Nice.
I like the art.
Yeah, I do too. It's clean, it's pretty.
You know, I think Steve Calavani
So did you grow up in
did this also.
Maryland?
No, New Jersey. So the way that went was, Dad was in upper echelon management at an American Cyanide. It was Fortune 500 company that, and he was in their agricultural division. So a lot of customer relations and entertainment was done in the goose blind. So they would literally, one of the veterinarians went down to and spent like the goose season in almost like broke up his marriage in you know, because he was a revolving door with clients. He would just have clients coming in and out. And so for Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's, it was always a dead season. The people that ran the hunting lodge said, you know, as a thank you, listen, you and your kids can come down between Christmas and New Year's free of charge.
Cool.
So that was why you took all the kids hunting.
Not gonna work.
But that's where we went. And then I think it was Rock Hall was where Roger Mangle was. And Roger Mangle was the owner of King's Syrup. If you ever go into the supermarket, it's not like Log Cabin, it's one of those cooking syrups. Anyway, he was, you know, very well off, and but I think the guy he leased his farmland to pulled a gun on him. And so we can't entertain customers if somebody's gonna be pulling a gun on people. So we went to Smyrna, Delaware, where it was M&M Hunting Lodge. And that's where they picked up and moved their operation, or their entertaining, you know, but to Smyrna, Delaware, which was still Eastern Shore, I think, right?
So I used to fly to Maryland, and I could feel all the humidity when you go up with my, the timber, like,
Right, no kidding. Dry as hell up here. Hey, Mr. Hamilton. Hello, how are you? Yeah, no, as the song goes, I'm going where
I was there in 83 to,
weather suits my
I was
clothes.
there 83 to 87.
Oh, yeah, right.
And then I came back here and was in the National Guard here.
Right on. Nice.
But I also did stuff with Pentagon. That's where the secret security clearance came in, and that's why when Trump was doing his shit, Lincoln, they used to send us stuff that had these cover sheets, and I'd get so nervous, I just didn't get to listen to show.
I mean, some of that stuff probably would be, you know.
Well, I wasn't supposed to tell you about the UFO behind the fence.
I don't,
You're being recorded.
you know, Angela, I don't see people rappelling off the side of the building, you know, and smashing through the windows.
I used to tell people when I was working with the Secret Service and when Air Force One flew in, I'd say, see that guy up on the roof? If he does something and I crawl underneath the table, you crawl underneath.
Right, do as I do. Oh, please don't ask questions.
Oh my God. Good times.
Yeah. One time, it was funny, we had, a lot of them were underwater, but some of them were pit-wise in the middle of the cornfields. And one time, you know, during the middle of the day, around lunchtime, it would, you know, be a lull in the action, and so, you know, you have your morning flight and then your evening flight, but during the middle of the day, nothing really happened. So everybody went up to the trailer and had some lunch. And I decided to stay in the line, and I must have fallen asleep or something, because then I was woken up by the wings.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and so I'm like, and I look up, and sure enough, there's like 2 of them out there. And I'm,
Susan,
no.
flapping above you.
So I come out and I pick one and I empty 3 shells and wound him, because I'm a shitty shot, at what, 12? And so I get out, and this thing, I'm going out to wring its neck, and I go out there and it's, I start chasing it, and then it starts chasing me. And the whole time, these guys are up at the trailer with binoculars, laughing their fucking heads off. Because it was like, at one point, I was chasing it around the blind, and then, you know, then it would like turn on me and like raise its wings, and then it started chasing me around. So that was a big, you know, comedy show for everybody that went to lunch.
You should, they're up above us are 7 hawks that have been dive bombing the pigeons, which is it's like, it is loud when they hit them.
Really?
Like, oh my God.
That's kind of cool.
They just come
Do you
down.
have video?
No, but you can hear the noise over the TV when they hit them come down. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's obnoxious.
I got treated by a turkey one time, actually it was pork.
What's by a turkey?
Turkey too.
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Hey, Tom.
Yes, exactly.
My friend down at the lake had a foghorn leghorn rooster, the tall ones,
Right.
like really tall rooster, and that thing would rip his kids.
Oh,
They had to relocate them.
That's funny.
Boy, glad I read the minutes. I was there. I thought I missed that man.
You're physically there.
I was physically there. So Idaho Springs has got a new skate park, don't they?
Well, they're getting there.
No.
They improved the spot.
It's no longer gonna be at the east end of the townhomes?
No, that's been torn out for a couple of years now. That's, I got so many down there that was pretty.
What they gonna put it?
Where the ball fields are?
Really?
Mhm.
Nice.
When the ball fields were put in, they didn't aim them in the right direction, so one of them's pointed at I-70.
Oh,
So you can't really use it for any, like real games.
And I was on that list.
Theoretically, someone could hit the highway, I mean, it's unlikely, but
People would drive out
Hey,
and say,
there's that one kid that
yeah.
just is like, you know, the little Aaron, you know?
Doors, they'll be there.
That's the part
There's a lot of games there, they're good.
No, I.
But that's cool.
Yeah, so they're gonna get a chunk of that area, and then that's all gonna get used to the design.
You know.
Did they plan for it?
No, I'm not that far yet. And I finally got hold of people, so
Yeah, okay.
It was fun.
finally making a little headway in there. That's kind of where we go, it's kind of the steps. They just,
They do like that. We did the Broncos one year.
That's cool.
For the
That's a great
Raptors one
place.
year.
It's accessible, it's safe, they're gonna put
We just
like
kinda,
a pass-through under there, aren't
we
they?
were running out of ideas for colors.
The tunnel, you have a tunnel under the highway?
Trail at
oh, that's a great spot though, if there's other things going
And then we do
on.
like
Yeah.
royal blue.
Gotta be, there's gotta be some safe way to go across the highway.
Nice blue. So.
Other than
Kind of
that
rotate
exit,
around.
you know, bridge,
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, it's cool.
but I thought they were gonna put
And
some
we had a
way,
family
accessing people.
breakfast.
There was gonna be
By
a
the
tunnel.
hotel, and then the family after you, Main Street.
Oh,
Because your corner
I
and the
I mean,
other.
I thought that it was right there,
That was over there.
at those ball fields.
Okay.
Yeah, brother.
At the end of the cone.
Yep, that's all I gotta do. I dropped like that 100 times through town to market around.
Come on, but because people will
No,
run.
no, yeah.
We're done now.
All there, I'm kidding.
All right, Parks and Recreation Commission, Town of Georgetown, regular scheduled meeting, Thursday, July 6th, 2023, 6 p.m. Notice an agenda for a regular meeting, town hall will be open to the public for this meeting. There's an option to join virtually. If you'd like to leave a comment, please call 303-569-2555, extension 2, or email townclerk@townofgeorgetown.us. We will give you details regarding the meeting. Agenda, call to order, roll call. Steve Callaghan, here. Tom Paxton, here. Beth Luther,
Here.
Daniel Owen, Brady Scott, Angela Baumberger,
Here.
Rob Collins.
Here,
Agenda approval.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda approved. Minutes approval, June 1st, 2023.
I'll move to approve the minutes of June 1st, 2023 as presented.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes approved. Audience business. Members of the audience will have 5 minutes to present any matter of concern to the commission. No official action may be taken at this time. Old new business. Kevin's not here.
Is he coming?
He was gonna be online, he was sent a link. I just checked to see if he was on, but I haven't seen him.
All right, Bob, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I'll try to make this quick. You should have the June 30th status report, which
Yep.
I'll be happy to answer any questions you have on that. And I just want to point out that, I'm not sure you knew this or not, but we did not get the grant that we applied for,
Saw that, come on.
Dang.
but we've been asked to reapply
Mm-hmm,
and take care of a couple of issues, which we're in the process of doing.
mm-hmm.
So we'll be reapplying in
This one,
this month
Yep.
with the second half of this month. In support of that, I've kind of recast the project into probably 3 phases. I also finally did get in all the pricing information that I was looking for. And it's pretty evident that to do everything that we had planned, that we planned to do, it won't fit in the $400,000 budget anyway.
okay.
So, and I can send you a copy of this, I didn't think to make copies. But basically what our plan is between now and August, we can spend town money, which we wouldn't count, we can't get reimbursed for out of the grant, should we be successful. What we're gonna do is we're gonna focus on getting everything ready within the Park Plaza area of Strauss Park, which is mainly undergrounds and that kind of stuff. Everything ready so that, should we get the grant, we could start rolling immediately, in September, when money becomes available. So all the work we'll be doing, and we budgeted, about $75,000. We'll get the demolition completed, we'll get the underground drainage put in for the dry wells, and, for the gutters. And we decided we were gonna put 3 dry wells in. We took advantage of moving we already moved the hydrant over to, water source over to next to the building, so we can go ahead and extend that into the building later. But we wound up putting a dry well in for that corner while we had the hole open. And we also put in a solid tube for the light standard that it'll go in that corner of the park.
Okay.
I've got Banky lined up, probably not next week, it's probably gonna start the week after next, to go ahead and put the other dry wells in. We'll get the foundation dug for the fire pit and the seat wall. Got Toma Concrete out of Evergreen has given us a quote with a breakdown for all the different pieces, and they look pretty good, and they're anxious to work with us, so we'll get them in there. The first thing we're gonna pour will be the concrete floor for the concession area, and we have pretty much all the other materials we need to start building that. So as soon as the floor gets in, probably around the end, I'm thinking the end of July, early August, then we can start building the concession area there.
Can I ask a question? If we use the town money, most grants are matching. Are we gonna cut our nose off to spite our face?
No. It's a 25, it's a 10% match, so we need 25,000
Okay.
for the 250, and we got 155, so we've got plenty of money to do the upfront work. The reason we're not spending more than, we're spending about half of what we have in our town budget, is so that we have money for the match. Also, if we need to get materials on order and trying to work that out, the biggest issue is the flagstone from Lions Quarry, and I had a brief discussion with them this morning, and I think there's a way around having to put down 75% when we place the order, by getting the town basically a contract or what do you call it?
PO.
An account with them, a credit account,
Oh, nice.
so that we don't need to put money down up front or maybe less money up front.
Right.
So that's the angle I'm working right now, and as soon as Rick tells me that he agrees, then I'll go ahead and send the email out.
Well, do you guys need cement benches?
Hey, wait a minute.
I don't need cement benches.
Those are
Come
mine.
on.
Oh, all right.
I've got some old rocks and stuff.
Let me get them.
Do you need some, rock, cairns there, those little square things?
Maybe I can get you.
Do you need some of that? I can have them delivered to your driveway.
What? What is it? I don't want it. I'm trying to get rid of stuff.
You try to get rid of stuff,
Are they
yeah, me
really
too.
heavy?
Yes, they're
Yeah.
really heavy. I couldn't budget.
There's no hurricane
Could not
that will
budget.
lift one of these things.
I mean, did these two guys put them in like?
No, 4 of these guys maybe.
No,
And
really?
Yeah. well,
Yeah.
How many do you have?
There's like
7?
6, but I'm desperate to get rid of at least 2.
I want
And then
them
4.
3.
Good.
You know they're $2,600 brand new.
Yeah.
I want some plaques. I want a statue of Rob Connell.
Rob
I
Sapp.
want some dedication.
Greatest selector.
The one with
Yeah, right.
your chest around the blind?
Rob Sapp lives here.
I think we're going after, the budget that we'll be showing for the grant. We budget like roughly $306,000 for the rest of this year, which should be in the ballpark to get us finished up in the park, the flagstone and the seat wall and all that, and then basically pushing off the stuff in the parking lot till next year.
Yep.
And I did get a quote finally for the gravel pay stuff,
Oh,
and
cool.
it's, I think it's about 20, I can't find it here. I got it somewhere. I think it's about $20,000 just for the materials. And then, you know, we'd have to install.
And labor, yeah.
Yeah, labor would probably be another 10 or so, but anyway,
Is that something that our road and bridge guys can install?
possibly, yeah, I mean, we could probably, we definitely would look at that. One thought I have is, we could save some money, since you guys are Parks and Rec, and you do plants and stuff like that. If we get to the point where we're ready to do some plantings in the park this fall, or later this summer, you know, the project could pay for the materials, and would it be feasible to get a group together to plant them? And we save the labor cost for that?
Sure.
Something to think about. It might be a kind of a fun weekend in the fall when it's nice and cool and sunny. And we have the concession stand open, hot dogs and hamburgers
Pop-up
and
garden
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pop-up garden club. Boom.
Yeah.
And then
That's
afterwards,
a
we go
thought.
to the bar, right after.
Keep that on your radar as something we can look at doing later this year.
All come together.
Right?
So that's kind of where we are, and we're moving forward.
Sounds good.
Cool. Great.
Things should start happening toward the end of the month, I think.
Good job.
Thanks, Bob, appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm gonna stay and listen, because I like to know what's going on. in
Kevin's
town.
not here, Greenway Park, like that, Daniel Grady's not here. Beto, you said you got,
Yeah, I talked to a guy from Grind Right Skate Parks. They're doing a park in Gypsum right now.
What are they called?
Grind Right?
Grind Right.
Okay.
And then, he's gonna have their guys who'd be able to give us a quote, give me a call. This is just earlier this week, so I haven't heard from him yet, but.
good.
Then he said they'll probably want like square footage and stuff like that, which I think he said I might have it on.
I think it's on the land survey plat.
Okay,
We might be able to just send him that thing that Greg Markle did for us a few years ago,
yeah,
and they could, get the square footage off of that.
okay. And I think everyone else will want that same kind of thing.
Yeah, let me just, let me
If we
email
can
it
get
to
that kind of nailed down, I can hit up other people too, just to.
you. Okay. God, tell them we'll kill you.
So Tom, I just want
Do you still have that email?
I do, but I usually use T-Pax photo.
T-Pax photo,
Yeah,
like that?
that guy's a little goodie.
I love that one though. I love that email. God, tell them we'll kill you.
So you know how like, golf courses have like signature courses by Jack Nicholson and Tom Watson and stuff like that? Are there skate parks that like Steve Caballero designed and stuff like that?
They're kind of like Tony Hawk Foundation does stuff with
Right.
money, and Rob Brydek does one like that too.
That's another thing this guy brought up, was depending on what is possible, and I told him, you can't just go build whatever you want and say, call it good. But, he was saying if possible with him and those employees that they'd be able to do something, because a couple of them live around here, do something, but it'd still be under their company's insurance.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see where the lines were of what's allowed with that stuff, and, just see where we're at with that, and then see what he's, give a little more
Grind
information than that.
Grind Klein?
Maybe that's what it's.
Oh, Grind Klein.
What was it?
I had it Grind.
I said Grind Right, I thought I heard it right.
Yeah, sorry.
But,
I know the one guy, but I'll have to, he said they're get their meeting.
and this might be too detailed, but I mean, is there like, a need for like, having skate parks in a row, like Georgetown, Idaho Springs, Evergreen, that go into a progression of like increasing skill? From like beginner to,
Yeah, I mean,
but is that just too fucking,
I think only if you go really for like a large scale park, do you really want to have anything real big anyway? Because otherwise, everyone wants to ride medium, stuff, honestly, even if you're good. You're still riding on smaller stuff generally, until you get into the bigger bowls and ramps, but then those are just so much more money, and it's just fewer people are using them.
Yeah.
So you usually want to go,
biggest bang for the buck?
like no bigger than really medium on any feature, because you don't need it, you can do
It's just as much.
you can do really hard tricks on really simple features, so.
You know, those Tony Hawk ramps are so cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Rob,
those giant ones.
Rob, we can't do what we
30
used
foot.
to do.
I could never do it then.
Rob, you're gonna hurt yourself, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Hey man, we used to
I've
ride
already done
straight down with no helmets.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
That's what happened
That explains it.
So we'll.
That's
we'll
good.
tell you about it anyway.
I'm
That's
gonna
kinda
send
cool.
that thing to you so you can send it.
Yeah, if you do that, then I'll have the info when I talk to them.
And if you need for me to check out specific things, insurance and all that stuff, let me know, but
Okay,
send me some details of what they're asking, and then I can check with Sursa, our insurance.
sure, as I talk to them more, I'll figure out what we really need to figure out.
Yeah.
I told them we couldn't just show up and bill whatever we want. As much as that would be.
You take insurance risk. Town has immutability.
If
Yes.
you guys wanna do that, that's fine too, I got a skate park next week.
No, what you do is you have the honor system, you have a little, like, one of those realtor boxes with like waivers, and then you sign it, put it in the mailbox.
Yep.
Oh, they'll do that, for sure.
Sign what?
Yeah.
That's a good step forward, thanks, Tom.
But
Parks Master Plan update, how's that, the 22nd Street Bridge path parking?
So, I'm still waiting on Craig to submit his parking design, but I kind of drew up something of what I had envisioned and trying to get us aligned. But, this is the map, and we all know what we're talking about. Currently, we're on this phase right now, which we're fixing the northern side of that trail so that people would not be in the street.
Yeah.
And they're about 70%, 60-70% done. I know, they're doing a fantastic job. You haven't seen it, go down and look at
I
it.
know.
Oh, it's been long. It's good.
So, yeah, I mean, he's basically built a retaining wall kind of thing,
Yeah.
compacted it, so now there is a good 4 or 5 feet walking space
Nice.
where it was just a cliff edge,
Yeah,
you know?
I remember, yeah.
So he's put rock on the outer side, and then he's put boulders in the front so that cars won't park over there because they would, and they
Yes.
were.
Yes.
And so, we put boulders and put signs, no parking. So we're probably about right there, 60% or so. On the other side, what I have envisioned, which I've met with Kevin, and I'm talking to you about it, because if there's other ideas, we're in the early phase that we haven't started doing this, but what I would like to see happen is, there's this like makeshift
Yep.
area, it looks like it was never finished,
Right.
and it's a huge berm that they created. I would kind of like to level that a little bit more, not so high up, because it's like 5 feet up higher than everything else. There's no reason, I mean, because the water level is the same as this level. And so this is higher than any of this area. So I'd like to knock it back down, level this area out and extend the parking.
Yeah.
So then we can have 2 rows of parking with ease of going in on either side. But it would extend the parking back and also kind of create the same retaining wall system like we did on this side. So it would be rock you would see the rock, and then we would move the path and go along the pathway around that side. Instead of kind of letting people walk through the parking lot, we'll just create the path that goes this way, and then you're back on the trail.
Sounds good.
So that's the vision behind it.
Are we still not gonna be able to park on the east side of the lake?
Is that this?
Yeah.
No. Randy doesn't want people parking there.
What's up?
He says that people go in there and change tires and oil and everything else.
They're gonna do that on the other side.
I know, they could. I've not seen it yet since I've been here, but what I envisioned on this side is to do food trucks or something.
Okay.
Or create a booth area like Strauss Park down here.
Yeah.
Where we can get vendors to sell retail things like, lake things.
Or, yeah, like
So,
paddle boards.
yeah, so right now we have a group that has a business license to do kayaks and paddleboards in conjunction with Cabin Creek.
Yeah.
They're using their space.
Yeah,
And that may be a place where they want to have it,
yeah,
because it's closer and it's more visible to be seen than on the backside.
That'd be a great spot.
yeah.
So that's kind of an idea, I'm throwing it out, if you guys
Yeah,
like it.
that.
Then we could start pursuing grants to do that. And then what I would like to see is carry the sidewalk, kind of down this way, all the way around. So one side would be a trail, the other side would be sidewalk. We don't have funds for that either, because the sidewalk is gonna come down 22nd Street for the Argentine North, and it'll be sidewalk and lighting down this way, on the east side of Argentine Street. So it would kind of feel natural to carry the sidewalk all the way through.
Yeah,
And so, but we don't have the funds for that, that would be something else we have to go for. But in the meantime, we would probably create something like a pathway, so it's, easily to distinguish, delineate,
yeah,
And then we'll have to go up through this part right here, there is a right of way, we have to probably get a survey to see how far the right of way is.
yeah,
But most people just consider it their own property.
Yeah.
And they plant flowers and everything else down there. But, we have to tell the neighbors, we're gonna reclaim this space and create a pathway. But on this side, so far, it's working, people are walking on that side. But it's just it's like a master plan, or what we're trying to work on to beautify that whole corner, and it's so underutilized right now.
that's right. And over-abused.
Yeah.
With the way people park and,
So another thing
Change
that,
the oil, really?
I know, that's
Really?
silly.
that's what he said, and I asked him about it, he said, yeah, I've seen so many people change the oil right here.
Oh my God.
What I plan on bringing to you too is as we do this parking plan and as we continue to update each parking lot, widen them, making them better, is to bring a parking plan, paid parking plan to you
Yep.
and let you look at that too. We're just, it's in it's in the master plan, design thoughts. There's no design engineering plans for that yet. But that would be after we finish this. So then I would start working on that. But I've already talked to the guy from Idaho Springs that does all their parking, and he's come up already to talk about it, but I'm like, I'm not ready. He's just chomping at the bit
Oh,
to
I'm
do it.
sure.
And, he's like, well, we can help do any of this kind of stuff, no cost to the town, and then there would be a splitting of the revenues that would come in. We haven't determined what that would look like, but it seems like a really win-win for the town, getting revenues for parks, so we can maintain these better. That's really the biggest thing, is can we find another way to bring in some revenue
Yeah.
to be able to take care of our parks?
I think our master plan alternate was a parking study for that space, and it generated over 6 figures per year in parking revenue.
Wow.
And it's an alternate at the back of the master plan. so-
Okay, well, that's good to
Yeah.
know. And another thought was, and I even talked to the same guy about it, but is to create in one of our parking spaces, probably closest to the restrooms, near the viewing station or something, but to do an RV park, 20-space RV park, and that would also generate a lot of revenue to the
Well, you've
town.
got sewer, and I think you've got water there.
Right, and we could easily tap in and do some kind of
Yeah.
dump area
Sure.
and
Yes.
charge for that.
That's
I
not
thought
very
we
hard
had a
to
pump
do.
station at the wastewater plant, no?
No, but we make.
There is, but I mean, and you're not too far away from the wastewater plant, but that's not always open.
Yeah,
And so you need something like, if you go to Chief Hosa, they've got a basin system that allows you to just, hook up,
Yeah.
dump, and
Yeah.
then it's got a cleaning station as well.
yeah.
And it's,
And
it's all.
since we have water and sewer already through that
Right.
area, I think it would be a lot easier to
Great
create
idea.
something
I
right
don't
there.
think it connects all the way, does it? That's why we still have vaulted toilets at the.
Well, there's a hydrant. The hydrant that is right there at the hockey rink, that little hockey
Yeah.
rink there.
Yeah, this area,
I think that's the furthest down that the water goes, but it wouldn't be much to just run a line.
Trench it, yeah.
It's not hard,
yeah.
I would love that.
I've talked to Ryan about it, he seems to think that would be easy. I've talked to Craig about it and kind of creating design plans for something like that. So we're in the early discussions, we haven't spent any money yet on any kind of plans. I did talk to an engineer already, as an on-call, to kind of draw things up. Craig is one of our on-call engineers, but we can use whoever we want for on-call. Issues, but I just want to present the ideas as we are
great idea.
gathering. Yeah, go ahead.
Are we gonna use the same parking people for the RV park?
Yes.
Because people will park there and stay there.
Yeah, so they have a whole program
For RV
for RV parks. I mean, they had 100 and something parks and stuff that they manage across the state and other places. So they already had everything. They would bring in, I mean, it could be kiosks, it could be apps, and they monitor it too. So it's not putting a strain on our officers or anything like that. So that's what I'm saying, there's a profit sharing,
Yeah,
and we would have to come to terms of what that would be before we would sign an agreement with them.
yeah,
How do we get someone out of there that's decided just to stay there?
L.A. Tony.
Yeah, I mean, in reality, it's like we would have, we have a good relationship with, I think it's called Mountain Recovery.
Oh, yeah,
And so
yeah.
they park in our lot, and, anytime that we have an RV, something big, they move it out.
That's right.
And so, because we've had someone dump one back on, one of our, I think it was Clear Creek Drive, and it sat there for a while, and then, after 2 weeks, we're like, get it out.
Yeah.
And he moved it out.
Yep,
So,
they're good.
Can I ask who the engineer is?
Craig is our on-call, one
Right.
we've been working with, but there's another woman, and I cannot remember her name.
But it's not Bob Orsatti.
No. No, it's not.
Just check.
Smarty.
No, I just didn't know. I mean, I know we're not using it anymore, but I didn't know.
So, Joan Eaton introduced me to her,
Got it.
and she's very familiar with this area, she comes up frequently, and so we spoke over the holiday weekend, but I just can't remember her name.
Got it.
So she's gonna come up and talk, and
Nice.
she does a lot of consulting for municipalities.
Uh-huh.
She's a small firm, but I think that's something that's worth, working on.
Yeah.
I think her rates are much lower than most engineers. Bob Orsati's is pretty high. His is like
That's not the only thing.
$235 an hour, pretty high.
Anyway,
No, this is great.
Yeah, sounds
So,
great.
thank you. Any other questions?
no, that's a great idea.
And as you guys are thinking through this, I'd love to hear feedback,
Yeah.
or ideas that you could, hey, can you add something like this to this, or,
I like the idea of lowering the little ice rink area, so it's more, because I see people like struggling down that hill and to
Yeah.
get in
And
that pond.
I wonder if it could be like landscaped into like stadium seating,
or
Oh,
like
yeah,
an amphitheater kind of thing?
yeah.
just so that it makes it easier for you to put on your skates and get into the ice.
Well,
or-
then we could have Disney on Ice and people could sit and watch, and it would be awesome, I'm kidding. But, I mean,
It's a good idea, I mean, I like the concept. Trying to
I
create-
mean, I gotta believe that was the purpose of that lagoon.
Yeah, it's just right now, it's
Yeah.
underutilized,
yeah,
it looks unfinished,
and it's
You know,
catches trash. It
yeah.
catches
Every time I
mud.
drive by it, I'm like, what is this?
Yeah,
And so,
What's it?
we want it to be beautiful, this is a gateway into this area.
I wanted to cover it up and put a giant playground there. Because there's so many kids that are bored as hell while their parents are fishing.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. That's actually a smart
Play
idea.
out there.
Put a tent over in the wintertime, and you have hockey all the time.
Yeah,
You'd be able to keep the ice pieces.
that's true. Yep,
So that's just the
Yeah.
latest and greatest of how we're moving forward. Yep.
That is so much better than my idea. I was thinking the leaky paddleboard, and then we'd have the hypothermia clinic, and we could rent the
These
paddleboard,
are still great ideas.
cash in on the insurance.
yeah.
I want to turn it off, I just.
Thanks.
Yep.
Moving on, park survey.
Okay, so last time you guys said you want Meadows and Greenway Park. They didn't want to do all four, Rick, they just wanted to do those two.
Okay,
And so I reached out to Merrick and they were like, yeah, we can do that, but if we come back next year and do the other two, the price won't be that half, because they have to mobilize again and come back, so. But, I just wanted to get with you and Jen and do a professional services agreement to do those two, and then they're ready to go.
okay, so what about the funding?
We do have that in our budget, I
Okay.
did talk to Mary,
Okay,
yeah.
as long as we.
What was your
Yes.
company?
What's that?
What was the company?
American company, I think?
American? Like,
No, Merrick, it's MERRICK
thanks.
and company.
Murder.
Merrick.
So when do you want to come by for us to work on that?
Do you want me to email you after?
Yeah, you
Okay,
can, we don't have to
do
sign
that.
it, but you can email me
Okay,
a time.
okay,
I do have a professional services agreement already. We can
yes,
use it as a template, but we'll just have to fill it in what we.
yeah, you bet.
Awesome, thanks, Beth.
Yeah,
Foster's Place improvements.
I don't know if Eileen's group went there. Eileen and Bill, is it Eileen? Ellen?
Lisa, and are you talking about Gooch?
Oh, yeah, Gooch, sorry.
Lisa Gooch.
I don't know why I always think she's Eileen, but, you had it in the minutes that they were gonna go there and
Mhm.
or clean up. And then Kevin power washed the area and provided staying and equipment for them. I don't know, it looked really clean on 4th of July, like they had blown out all the weeds
Yeah.
and sand
I
and
agree, I
stuff.
looked at it too.
Yeah, but I don't know if they've done any staining or sealing yet.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
All right. And then,
What we can do is, when I talk to Kevin tomorrow, I can ask him to write me up something and I can
Okay.
just send
give
it.
us Kevin tomorrow, 'cause he's not here.
Say it again?
Give that to Kevin.
Okay. I talked to the guy today,
Okay.
and he's supposed to, we're gonna try to coordinate the date, I think it's gonna be tomorrow, he's gonna get it.
awesome.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I talked to him on the phone, and he was excited to be able to give it,
That's
to help
awesome.
somebody.
That's awesome.
And I was like, yeah, feel free, if you have any other equipment and tools, let Kevin look over it.
We'll help you declutter your garage.
I know.
Town cleanup day recap. You two were there all.
I think it was good. I mean, I like that location.
I love that location. At
I was
first I
in
thought it was
location.
gonna be an
Yeah.
issue.
Sorry, I couldn't stay.
Yeah, a
but-
bunch of slackers. No, I think it was
Take
good. Yeah, it's okay. It was good. I mean, I think there was a lot of room for people to move around. And, yeah, guys, and we also had extra dumpster this year with
They
six.
had it all ready.
Yeah, he was a rock star.
Yeah,
He
he's
did
really-
everything. I mean, they even had the signs up, enter here, exit here, although nobody can read, but.
Picnic table over there. Yeah, it was great.
But the thing was, is the dumpsters were really spread out. So if you had like 3 cars come in at once, you could send them each to a different
Was that
dumpster.
enough? It was 6, right?
Oh, we filled them all.
It was nice having a slash at the end,
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, that was great. I thought it did really
but you
good.
could use, you're by yourself, you just, you can.
Just us two, yeah.
That's a lot.
I think
So
we
we're
left at
hoping-
12:30 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're hoping to have to get those millings out completely, but by the time we do this next time.
Okay.
And so we're gonna relocate the millings.
Oh,
There's 2 sites we're looking at right now. We got approved through a special use permit to put it down past the water treatment plant where Argentine turns into Alvarado. Right up there, there's like an entrance, you can go back to the dirt road.
yep,
The town owns all that property,
yep.
and that's a place, if we put it on the western side of that road, and then we just, keep a stockpile there. Or if we put it up where the road bridge yard is up on the side of the mountain.
Why don't we use it to fix the parking lots next to the lake?
It's not the right material.
Well, if you do use it, you can't just put it down. You gotta pack
Do you
it.
have to hot roll it and stuff?
You gotta roll it. If you roll it, you might get, again, he's right. The
It's not-
material is,
It's not the right material for water.
It just
It's-
seems
it's-
like it's what we put on Main Street and
Yeah.
then hardened over.
Well,
and-
You gotta put a solution on it
If
to
you-
harden it.
yeah, if you don't roll it, it'll come right up like gravel. And I drive on that example every day.
It's a great material if you're gonna reclaim it to use asphalt, or if you put the Meclarite or something solution on it to harden it,
Okay,
and then it's really good, but it's not a great road-based material just
okay,
to put in, it's a temporary filler. But the problem is, it's got oil and everything
Yeah.
else in it, and it is a violation with all kind of water safety, water district. CDPHE will be all over us if we put that in the lake.
why do we have it?
Didn't you get a deal,
Yeah.
by being able to store it there?
Correct, because what happens is, when you resurface a road, they mill it up,
Mm-hmm.
or they
Yeah.
cut up in chunks, but if they mill it up, then you can reuse it for a future when you're gonna do
Yeah.
asphalt millings. And so that's why we stored it, because when we do repaving our streets, we already have a big stash of it.
Yeah,
So that's why we keep it. But we kind of told them to stop bringing it, because we don't need that much. So we'll use it to stay at the event parking and make it a nice area where you can park and keep it for events. And then we can put some up at the road bridge and smooth out areas, and then we can either keep it all up there in a big, mound, or we put it down there past the lake, and that land. So, CDPHE, we spoke on the phone, they would convert down there, but we have to do jersey barriers around it to make sure that,
It doesn't seep into.
it can't seep into the, because there is a creek that's down there.
Yeah,
So they would prefer us to put it down there, actually, than on the mountain, because the water from the mountain could get into it, and then it's running somewhere else, and so. Anyways, that's gonna be another place for better parking and events.
nice.
So we're gonna
That's what
try
I
to
was thinking, I'm thinking, where are people gonna park?
Yeah.
So we'll reclaim that, it'll even be better for our cleanup day, and and aesthetically, it'll look really nice.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing that industrial site.
yes.
That cute little picnic tables.
So were you in that meeting when that guy stood up about the cleanup day? You were there?
Oh, yes, I was. I was trying to remember, now I remember you were talking about, yeah.
I mean, that guy was way off.
Yeah,
What'd
he
he say?
complained about a lot of things.
He just complained that he didn't know about it, there was like no advertisement.
Yeah.
And what happened to the banner? We used to have a huge banner, and he
We
just
never
was,
had a
but he was really kind of rude about being, like complaining about
So
his.
it's in the second weekend of June for the
Yes.
last how many
I
years?
told him he can go out and clean up any day he likes.
That's right.
How about that?
He just,
Doesn't need
you
a
look
day.
at his face, he kind of had a mad look on his face, his eyebrows were like this permanently. So, I mean, I think the guy was just kind of cantankerous.
Who was it?
I don't know.
He's up off, I think it's off of Third Street, where behind the water tower, there's the trail that goes back there. His house is right there at the end of that.
Yeah, that's
People throw
right.
trash all the time in his yard.
Oh,
And so he was asking if we can monitor that and pick up, and we didn't respond.
Yeah, we did.
We just let him talk, and then I shook my head the entire time.
No, and I thought, he was way off.
Yeah,
yeah.
but we took his information.
All right. Budget review, not much has changed since last month.
I know, I was still just really quick noticing, we still have quite a bit of money left in trees, which is good.
Yep.
Um,
Money for Christmas and.
The water and sewer sandalettes, I'm guessing the 4th of July has not come out of our budget yet, which I'm guessing will be a big chunk of this, is paying for all the toilets for 4th of July.
Yes.
And then on holiday decorations,
Which reminds me, we should probably put a restroom sign, so people know where that is back there.
Yeah, I brought that up at the last two.
I was sitting here
I brought that
at the
up
wall,
at business promotions.
July, I was sitting here, I saw people, we're gonna go into the cafes that use the restroom. And I was like, well, we have one right here, but
It's our secret.
it's our secret.
We've been asked also, since the police have now relocated, is to somehow make the restrooms more visible on ours. However, I don't like it when visitors use our restrooms, because we have to share them, and they're disgusting. But we would love to see, you have no idea.
I know, you'd be surprised how people do it.
I walk in and I'll just walk right back out, because,
Yeah,
We need a couple signs, one up on the street, a nice
But
one,
I
that says
agree.
arrow, and then one.
right, I think we need to put public restroom signs.
Put it down in Strauss Park. I mean,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
Pay a lot of money for those restrooms, and they're nice, and
Yes. But we need signage to point, so if you're looking downtown, you can see a sign.
yeah. It's on the
And
street.
so we brought it up many times in the Business Promotions Commission, and
Okay.
so,
Something else is there, if the door's locked and it's like 9 AM, and I guess they unlock automatically at 8, is there a number that somebody can call just to report okay?
well, yeah, we should on, what else were you gonna say?
No, just that, in other words, I just worry about the automatic locks not opening at the time prescribed for some reason, and then somebody, just walking away instead of dialing the phone number and letting us know.
So we've been having a problem the last 3 weeks of somebody going in and trashing the bathrooms. So we were trying to reset it at a later time to prevent whoever's doing that in the morning.
Oh.
We found out who's doing it. It was some kids.
yeah,
So I put the notification out to the businesses across across from that. They started talking around and found out who it was. we actually, the police and myself have been talking to the parents to,
Did you legalize public caning? Just kidding.
guillotine
What kind of
was
stuff are
next.
they doing in there?
Well, they were just taking the toilet paper, you know, wringing it out and then shoving it down the toilet, and just to overflow it. Then they were taking dirt and rocks and putting it in the toilet.
Oh, geez.
But it's been going on for 3 weeks.
Wow.
And last Monday, every time we had it cleaned, they were coming right back in and doing it. It happened 3 times on Monday alone. So, but I think we changed the time to make it later, because we thought somebody in the morning's doing this, going before work. So we'll probably change it back to be around the 9 o'clock, and if you think it needs to be open earlier, we can get it earlier.
Hope they did, Joe.
Not if that guy's gonna vandalize it.
I want cameras.
But,
Yeah.
I know, we thought about putting up some like type of cameras to watch it.
Uh-huh,
But, you know, it costs money to do that, and
yeah,
we were gonna get some game cameras just to stake
Yeah.
up somewhere. But we did catch the people, we've already talked to 2 of the kids, we'll talk to the other 2, so it was 4 kids involved. One person main, it was a girl, convincing everyone to do it with her. Middle school,
Women.
elementary and middle school kids.
Brave new world.
But we talked to them, you know, we're gonna try to do the restorative justice model, and
I'd lock them up for a week.
Yeah.
We could put a stockade, in Stubbs Park, it'd be perfect.
Yeah, they did.
That whole scared straight thing,
Yeah,
the pulley there,
we have
the.
that
Be real for the old days.
For a day, they have to stick their head in like this.
I'm sure there was one there originally, some.
Yeah,
This is where we can get it very scared straight.
yeah, that's it, right there.
yeah.
Okay, just have one
Yes,
last question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you guys can think of a community service project, and what I communicate to kids is this is not punishment. We want to look at it as paying it forward.
Yep,
You know, this is, you're contributing.
Why don't you have them clean the guy's yard that's complaining that he had.
Yeah, what was in that guy's yard? That's a good idea.
So if you think of a project that's really good, then I'll tell Randy about it. Which one are you talking about? Which
Oh, you just mentioned there's someone that's stuff in meat, he said his yard and gets trash in it.
Oh,
Well, you
that
clean it up.
guy.
I said, well.
These kids are gonna hang out in the yard every day.
Yeah.
How old is this kid?
Elementary in 6th grade.
Anything good, they can always walk around the lake and pick up trash. That'd be-
okay. Okay, so really quick, on holiday decorations, we put the 20K in there today based on a conversation that we had with you and Jen Jordan last fall.
Yeah, I'll tell you where we're at on that.
Is this still,
So we've ordered them, they've not arrived. And I checked back, I'm saying, you know, we went and did this like in April.
Did you get the bins that she wanted to?
Yes, they bought the bins.
so did we spend 20,000?
No, we haven't. So we ordered them and locked it in. Once they get delivered, then we'll send a check to pay for them. I don't remember how much we bought, but it was not 20,000, it was much cheaper than that.
Good.
But it was enough to do Argentine Street.
Mhm.
And what we're gonna have to do next is put outlets in every other pole or so. I think we've got like 18 poles we're planning to do. So it's already, there's wires in it, we just have to
Yeah.
add the outlet. And the plan, this is another thing, it's good news for you guys. We were gonna hire Triangle Electric, and I believe you guys even approved of that. But instead, what we're gonna do is have someone teach our guys how to do it, and then our guys will do the rest.
Nice.
So it's not hard work, it's
Yeah.
actually fairly easy.
You just have to
Yeah, exactly. We actually did this in Brush. We had
Yeah.
someone train us, and then we went and did it, and we saved $5,000 by doing it ourselves.
Nice.
So we're, you know, it's the, GFI, I think that's what's
Yeah.
called, you put those kind of.
GFCI.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew it was something.
Nice.
And this is why I come to these meetings, because I heard this a while back, probably a year. So I changed the spec for the street, the lights we're buying for the park. They will all have a GFI outlet on them, all the light bulbs. So if you want to go ahead and decorate those at some point.
That's awesome.
If we ever get them installed.
Yeah,
Is the plan to
Yeah.
have it installed this year? Or,
In the park, yes. And whether we get, it's a matter of whether we get all the underground done in the parking lot to support it.
oh,
So
I see.
I'll be talking with with our electrician who's gonna start possibly next week.
It feels like you never have enough power, so that's awesome.
Well, I was thinking, it was an option, I said, yeah, we'd definitely do that.
Absolutely.
That way, if we need to use the plug, we can, it's there.
So, that, it's not been paid for the 18,
Right.
all that stuff from Argentina, not been paid, but what I was gonna say, what they told me was, they order this in a mass thing, once they get orders in,
Mhm.
and then we'll get it sometime in September, October.
Okay.
When it gets delivered, so,
That'll look nice.
yeah, and I was kind of like getting nervous and going, we ordered this early so we would get out of that, what
Yeah.
happened last time, but she said, no, we guarantee you will get it before you have to set it up.
It's awesome.
Cool.
Yay.
Anything you want to add next month? Actually, I won't be here next meeting.
Put back the 22nd Street at Plain again.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I just want to keep it on there and I'll keep bringing updates as we go.
And Strauss Park.
Yeah, just call it update,
Yeah, it's all.
yeah, you'll get an update every month.
Okay.
Great job, Bob, by the way.
Yeah, that, I won't be
I
here.
think your plan has been
Business
awesome,
Sturgis.
and thank you for reaching out to us.
I won't be here either.
You can let you know
You're
about,
going as
yeah.
well.
Oh, good.
Take a look at the one about.
Well, I'm going.
I've been talked into it.
Looks
I guess
appropriate,
I will.
It'll be fun.
Send it in to them, and
A
then.
lot
we'll
of
get the
people
paperwork
just sit
started.
outside the RV and just lay in it all day.
I got a question for you later, though.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know,
I don't know. Well, we gotta meet at some point next month to do budget.
we could switch it, or
we
the week after.
Don't have to do a regular first Thursday. Steve and I are both gone for the next meeting.
Budget go very well.
That's-
I know, we gotta do budget at some point.
We can do it in August, we can do it in August.
Yeah, we've done it before, like,
Can we do it like we did last time? We meet at the brewery? and-
Yeah.
yeah, have beer, yeah.
Let's just do that,
This
we'll,
makes it more fun.
we'll set a date for that.
I have a question, just before we're done with this, because I have a question about Strauss Park I want to get, since Bob's here too, for
Okay.
talk about. Is it okay to do it now?
Yeah.
Okay. I think one of the questions that's come up multiple times, and even Bob and I talked about it, just the flagstone versus concrete. And one of the issues that I've seen is in the grant, it kind of was frowned upon because of the lack of accessibility.
ADA.
ADA. And it seems like that's a hurdle that we're losing out on. And I know that the flagstone's historic and it kind of fits Georgetown, however,
All the sidewalks in Georgetown are flagstone, and they're all.
I know, but there's
Grandfathered.
issues.
Like, they're not being.
Yeah, there's issues and there's lots of things we're gonna have to go back and try to fix because they're, buckling up now. And so I'm just wondering, I know brand new, it's gonna look great, but it's getting flagged already.
The only other option would be to pour slab and be water set.
Right. And so that's why I'm bringing it up going, should we consider concrete? And I don't know what the difference in cost would be.
From what I've seen, my guess is that at best it would be a wash, and my sense is it could very well be more expensive to go correctly. Especially if we did a concrete space and set flagstone in concrete.
Yeah, we did
But if you did a stamp,
Orange
stamp might be a
concrete
wash.
Damn, that would be cheap.
Orange concrete sub slab and then water set all the stone down, then definitely be smoother, ADA compliant. Sand set.
Yeah, I'm just bringing it to
You
you.
could also color the concrete,
Now, we're not going to concrete.
just
So
saying.
you could go with stamped concrete,
But
which
I'm
would be
saying-
colored and look like
Yeah.
where you want it to look like.
I think we stick with stone, even if we less did more grass and less stone, I think.
You-
stone.
You would get a lot of pushback from the DRC to start with, and I think probably a lot of other people as well, to go away from the flagstone.
Yeah, I have no doubt.
No, but it's.
And I
it's
don't
gonna
know
prevent us from-
how much into the National Historic Landmark District designation and, all that stuff,
Yeah.
that would go. It'll go into it for sure.
When it's through and done, it's gonna be flat.
Right, correct. I think it's gonna look beautiful. It
But
will
even
be
for like
flat.
got a wheelchair, you just take it, roll it on it, I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
The sidewalks that have been done right, which are the ones with the big slabs and the 3 inches, we've already made the decision, we're gonna go 3-inch thick stuff, even though they specify 2-inch. Everyone I've talked to says, if you're gonna set it in sand, go with the 3-inch. It's gonna be a whole lot more stable.
Yeah, we always do like at least 2 to 3 in sand and
Yeah.
2 in water.
Yeah, it'll be 2-inch plus, if it's 3-inch is the spec.
But we can get
Unless
it.
we, or instead of doing, or you also, you can do, instead of doing a random cut flagstone, we can do dimensional.
Well, we are. We're
Dimensional
not,
flagstone, 2.5 to 3 inch set, and that'd be even more.
and that's like our sidewalk, and that's what we're doing. We're not
You
doing
do
the,
that inside the park too, maybe.
well, yeah, we're doing the whole park and that sidewalk that.
Oh, so you were doing dimensional in the park too? Okay.
Yeah,
Thought we were doing-
yeah, that was something that, we've already made,
Okay,
that would be the way to go to get it, to get it flat and get it to last. And we decided to go ahead, since we're doing the park and we're gonna be coming in and out of the Road Street, Road Street sidewalk. If you go look at it, it's, I don't think there's a piece bigger than that on it. And it's all over, so we're gonna tear all that up on that street and replace it. That's about another 10,000, but that's in the budget. I mean, that's in the numbers.
is Lions helping out, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think they are. I mean, we gotta, all the stone material from Lyons is like $44,000, including the custom cut caps for the seat and the fire pit.
I do it every day. I'll call Brenda tomorrow and just tell her.
See if they give us a deal.
Give her a push.
But I will call.
But they've been good to work with so far, so we're gonna go back and say, how about we pay you when you deliver, instead of
I'm
upfront?
sure you get that worked out.
Yeah, I think it's just better to get a credit agreement with
that's
that,
all it is.
and that's kind of what the woman indicated, probably work that out.
I'm gonna call her tomorrow.
And if it should fall through that we don't get the grant, we're still gonna need the flagstone, and we do have enough money in our budget to buy it.
Good.
But the key is, it's 6 to 8 weeks to get it made,
Lead time.
lead time. So I wanna get the order placed this month, and.
What size
get-
did you get
Oh, it's a variety of sizes,
Okay.
yeah, it's a,
It's a random pattern.
there's so many of each side, like 45 or 50 of, like, 8 or 10 different sizes, up to 3x4 or something like that, fairly good size. And then the sidewalk ones are the ones we have here, which are like 5 feet,
5x5s, I think.
5 feet long, and then various widths up to like 3 feet, maybe 3x5 is the biggest, 4x5, something like that. But it's 400 square feet for the sidewalk and 2,500 square feet for the, and we are gonna pave with concrete the walkway down through the passageway. So that would be like the sidewalk that's on the other side.
Yeah. Awesome.
You could color that concrete to match the flagstone.
You could, but it'll be the buff color, like the sidewalk.
Georgetown Brown, buddy.
Darker that, that'll be lighter, so. And with the infrared heat above it, we should be able to turn the heat on and melt the ice forms.
Yeah. All right, is everybody done? Okay,
I'll
I'll move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay.
Aye.
Sure.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, I didn't want to have.
Oh, yeah.
Just suggested.
Jimmy
All
did
right,
it.
fine.
And then he fixed Pat's, Pat's back wall.
Steve just turned to me and goes, we're not doing that.
That was short.
You're right, Steve, I